Hi, it is April 9th, 2025, and I am in Wapakoneta, Ohio, at the Armstrong Air and Space Museum. So let's go check this out. Okay, that is the entrance to the Armstrong Air and Space Museum. So when you come in, you get a display of Ohio astronauts. And here we have a timeline of milestones for flight. Here's a portrait of Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was born here in Wapakoneta, Ohio, so this is a fitting location for the museum. This display is a timeline of Neil Armstrong's life, along with some artifacts that used to belong to him. Neil Armstrong was a fighter pilot in the Korean War. And the space race was a very serious thing back in the 50s. Because if you could launch a rocket into space, that means you could drop a nuclear warhead virtually anywhere in the world. And that was a very big possibility back in the day. This is Neil Armstrong's Gemini 8 spacesuit. Here we have a high-level view of the space program. This is the space capsule from Gemini 8. So I have an interactive display here that gives you more information. But you can we have the capsule here with the door removed so you can see inside. So room for 2 astronauts. Plus all the various controls needed. Here's Neil Armstrong, an all-American boy. Some of the things he had as a young man. Neil Armstrong was a test pilot on his road to becoming an astronaut. And of course, Neil Armstrong, the astronaut. And we have a prop airplane. I'm looking for a display that might tell more about the aircraft here. But apparently he took lessons as a boy on how to fly. We've got a wind around and walk up the ramp here. Various displays they have here. This is hard to see. This is 40 seconds after taking this picture. Ranger 9 smashed into the moon. I believe that was a spacecraft that was designed to just fly into the moon, sending us back video. Yeah, so that would have been a very, very simple spacecraft. It would have been preferable to have it land, but to do that required more technology. So it's just easier to send a spacecraft to the moon, video it. And of course, once it crashed into the moon, that was pretty much it. We talk about the space race here with the Soviet Union. How about some space food? The big pouch in the middle on the bottom, that is cream of tomato soup. I believe you would add water to this, reconstitute it, and chow down. Personal hygiene. Waste fluid collector assembly. And then you have this device here. I don't think that requires any explanation. Then we have a display of tools here used in space. Yeah, you got to take everything with you because you can't order from Amazon and have it delivered. A sleeping bag. So yes, history was made when Apollo 11 landed on the moon, with Neil Armstrong being the first person to step onto the moon. And we have here awards and honorary medals. Then we have a hallway here. Takes us to a theater for a video presentation. This is an Apollo spacesuit. This was the sign here says this is a backup suit. It weighs 190 pounds on Earth, but 32 pounds on the moon. Little display about landing on the moon. Here we have moon rock specimen collection equipment. And of course, we got to have a moon rock on display. And while some people might think it's made out of cheese, I don't think I would want to chew on that. Here are statistics of the sample. Talks about the different minerals that make up the rock. some of the equipment used. Here we are, display of studying the rocks than when we brought them back to Earth. So as you exit the theater, we have images from some of the planets and moons in our solar system. And then down here we have various kinds of artwork regarding space exploration. Here we have a display of radio headphones. These were used during the Soyuz 35 and Salyut 6 space station in 1989. Gloves worn by Soviet astronauts. So here it says, space exploration, what have we gained? So this is food for use on the space shuttle. Here we have an exercise belt and a hydro suit, flight suit. So this is more modern day items in use for space exploration. Here's a model of the Curiosity rover that was on Mars. If you go to the NASA website, they will have all kinds of photographs from the different Mars missions. And this display is just, if you look at this, this is just everyday stuff that we use. But it's a result of the space program because of the need for electronics and synthetic materials and all kinds of things that we use today. And this is a flight simulator. And that is pretty much it. As usual, like most venues, you exit to the gift shop. So there you have it. The Armstrong Air and Space Museum in Wapakoneta, Ohio. Tribute to Neil Armstrong and the space program. Thanks for watching, and I hope you will see where my camera will take me next. Bonus footage here in the museum. They have this Saturn V scale. So I'm going to step on this, put in 25 cents.
Mission Control, we have astronaut boarding. Stand by for Earth weight check-in. Your exact weight on Earth is T-minus 3, 2, 1, liftoff!
There's a display on here that's tells me my Earth weight, Moon weight, Mars weight, Mercury weight. My next stop is Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. Tells me my weight on Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. I weigh at 486 pounds in Jupiter. I think I'm going to be a little squashed there. Now we're going to Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. On Pluto, I weigh 12 pounds. I think I can jump pretty high over there.
Mission successful. Fly again soon.
There we go.